Alright, hello YouTube. This is my first video on this channel. My name's Sam, and this is Get Tough 101. And today I'm going to be reviewing my EDC blade. I've had this knife now for, I'd say, 3 weeks, and it's really good. I'd like to give you my thoughts and overall review. I've seen that there aren't that many reviews on this knife, so I'm going to do one myself. So, today what we've got is the CRKT M2104G. The G stands for G10. So this is CRKT's, it's like their tactical line. Honestly, it's a very large folder. I think the overall is 9.25 inches, so it's very large, but quite comfortable in the pocket. You don't really notice it's there for the most part, unless you're really you're wearing pants that can like sag the pocket under the weight, because it is kind of a hefty knife. I'm not sure the exact weight, but I'm sure you can find that online yourself. Here's the box, the CRKT logo, pretty simplistic. Comes with your basic little, kind of like a little guide and manual for, first of all, for the locking mechanism, because they have a special locking mechanism where it's the auto lock, spelled W-L-A-W-K. It's kind of strange, but anyway. So what we have here is this is a liner lock. So it's not the greatest. Well, it's a pretty decent lock. It's not too bad. I've had several of these kind of locks, but here's where CRKT changes it up a little bit. What they did was they added this little safety. So in order to disengage the lock, once you open the blade, you have to pull back the safety, and then you can disengage the lock and close the knife. Otherwise, it's not coming. It's not coming open. There's a little stopper pin in there. I don't know if you can see that, if it'll become focused or not, but right in there, there's a little stopper pin. So if I try to disengage the lock, it won't work unless I pull this bit first. So I know a lot of people have said that that's rather annoying about it, and really kind of is. If you're trying to close the knife really quickly, you really can't. You basically have to use two hands. You have to use and a little dexterity, probably your thumb and finger to close it, and the other hand to actually close the blade. The blade steel is, I believe, Aussade A. It's a pretty good steel. It's not that bad. The total blade length is very close to 4 inches. I'm actually going to look at the specs here. Yeah, that didn't give me the specs. It's really nice. So yeah, this is the total blade length is about 4 inches. Handle is about 5 and a little bit. So yeah, total length comes out to 9.5 inches. It's a nice big knife, really hefty, really slicey. That has that spear point tip, which comes in handy for, obviously, for stabbing. If you're doing, most of your cutting tasks. Comes hollow ground, so it's actually a pretty good slicer, despite its thickness, because it is quite a thick stock for a pocket knife. Again, I cannot find the specs on that. Maybe I can find it in here. Let's see. Nope, this is just about the auto lock. Yeah, no, this is all kind of what CRKT does. So yeah, obviously I didn't come too prepared for this, I'm afraid. I will try to post some, I know on my Instagram I will try to post a couple pictures of this knife. I have some EDC pictures. The pocket clip is actually a very deep carry pocket clip. Like, the knife pretty much disappears in your pocket once it's in there. It's you can never tell that it's this big unless you have unless you're printing inside the pocket. What I did actually, the orientation comes tip down and set up for right-hand carry. I changed it to tip up. I usually prefer my knives that way. It comes out that way. It comes out of the pocket ready to open. Much faster that way. It is not assisted in any way. The little tab here, little ramp, whatever you want to call it, that opens it. You kind of have to give it a pretty decent flick, though it comes pretty smooth, so props to them. It did take a few, I don't know, 10, 15 tries to warm it up after, and make it really go smoothly and open up all the way every time after I got it, when it came out of the box. It's not that bad. So yeah, open pillar construction, steel liners, hollowed liners. It actually, these holes, for the majority, the first 3 holes actually go all the way through the handle to the other side. So it's quite, it's nicely milled out. They're trying to reduce weight, which is nice. Has the option for tip up, tip down, carry for left and right for the pocket clip. I should have mentioned it when I talked about the pocket clip. Came really sharp, which I was extremely happy with. I have several Osseate knives, and the steel does a pretty good job of holding its edge. So, depending on how you temper it, does a pretty good job. This came hair shaving sharp, which I was really surprised about. Actually, it advertised it on Amazon as shaving sharp, or extremely sharp. Yeah, razor sharp edge. And it was. I was really happy. The entire length of the blade was sharp. I tried it out on paper. I tried it out on cardboard, and obviously on the hair. I did some shaving. Since then, it's probably gotten a little duller, so I don't know if it's quite shaving sharp anymore. I've been using it a pretty decent amount, though not on any heavy tests. As you can see, the blade's not really marred or scarred up yet. Probably will be by the time I retire it or so for my EDC. So far, yeah, this is my my carry, along with a few other. Sometimes I carry 2 or 3 blades. It's not so it's not my only carry option. I think right now I'm mostly carrying it as like a tactical self-defense blade. It's, like I said, it would be useful in that kind of a task. Comfortable in both reverse grip and forward grip, so you can do some nice cutting, slashing task with it. Yeah, no, really very little blade play. There is a tiny tad bit of blade play, but that's only because the blade has to be loose enough to flick out. Honestly, I think if you oil this, put a little lubricant inside the pivot there, you'd be fine, and you can actually tighten it up a little more. For me, I just haven't done that yet, so I'm just going to, I mean, right now it hasn't mattered enough to me yet. So that's pretty much it. I think the oh, price, actually really good price for your budget knives. I would say this is a really great budget tactical knife. CRKT makes a whole line of these M21s, M20 somethings, because they have 21s, 24s, whatever. Basically, they each is a different size usually, and blade shape. They have Tanto. They have these big Zeph serrations, which are quite nice. They look quite tactical. They have several renditions of this basically the same knife, same size, all very tactical looking. I would recommend you buy it. This one came, I bought it for $43 off of Amazon, and so far it's more than earned that price. It slices, it dices, it does everything I need it to for EDC carry situation. Yeah, so honestly, if I had to give this a rating, it would be something like you know, out of 10 stars, it's a good 9.5. There are some things I would like it to improve upon. For example, the locking mechanism isn't exactly ideal. The clip could be a little better. It catches on the pocket sometimes. It's not too bad, but it is very tight, and certainly not as good as the Spyderco clip. Those guys, they know how to make pocket clips. Yeah, honestly, you might be able to actually change it up to a Spyderco clip depending on what you got. But yeah. What else was I gonna say? Good size. The weight It is not uber heavy, so you could easily carry it. There's no issue there. But honestly, if it could be lighter, it should be. So if there was any way to make it lighter, that would be really nice. Like for example, if it was just aluminum liners and it'd be a liner lock, that would be excellent. It would make it thinner. The profile would be thinner. It would be lighter. Probably just an overall more concealable. Don't know if it'd make it more comfortable in the hand. So far, I have relatively large hands, and it fits very comfortably in the hand. Just kind of disappears in there and locks pretty tightly. The little bit that comes out for the flipper does a good job of holding your fingers in place so they don't slide up and over the blade if you're doing stabbing. Very, very nicely contoured. The jimping on the back is really nice actually too. It's not as intense as some like Spydercos that I've had, like the Tenacious, where it does a really good job of stopping your thumb. This does a pretty decent job, I guess. Jimping could be a little more aggressive, but that titanium wash, which they use, the titanium coating, is actually I think takes away from the overall effectiveness of the jimping by kind of smoothing it over. But the titanium wash is nice. Helps the steel to keep from rusting. Comes with I think has the copper or brass bushings, which is nice. The washers. So yeah, I think that's pretty much my opinion of this knife. It's really well rated. It's really well rated on Amazon. I have seen other people give it really good reviews online. I just saw that there weren't as many, so I thought maybe I'd try to put together something for you guys. Stick around for future videos, hopefully where I actually use this blade along with my other EDC. Maybe I'll do an EDC video up sometime soon. I need to fix my camera situation though first, because right now I'm doing it on my phone camera, which is not bad, but this setup is not that great. You know, you're kind of seeing me the whole time, which is rather annoying, I know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Guys, feel free to drop a like if you can. If not, it's okay. I know it's not a great video, but it's my first, so I'll see you guys on the flip side.